Spider-Man quickly became the best-selling PlayStation exclusive title of all time, so it's no wonder that there's an insatiable appetite for more. Perhaps unlike any other DLC, people have been willing to buy a season pass outright for something they know very little about, just so they can continue their web-slinging adventures with Peter and MJ. Fortunately, in the case of the city that never sleeps, they've made an excellent decision. Because if the Heist is anything to go by, Insomniac have a magnificent treat in store for us and are set to take us on a journey that may even better some of the content in the base game. Now please be aware this review will contain some slight spoilers for Marvel's Spider-Man due to plot links, so if you've not finished the game yet, then please stop watching the video now. So, as you well know, the Heist is centered around the relationship between Black Cat and Spider-Man. We briefly encounter the cat in the base game through the Black Cat stakeouts, but in the Heist we start to learn more about her motivations and aspirations. In that, Insomniac have introduced us to a complex addition to the cast who leaves an immediate impression. It all begins when MJ tells Peter about a case she's been following up, centered around the resurgence of the Maggia family. With Wilson Fisk behind bars, crime is on the up as suddenly ex-dons and mob bosses feel confident about claiming New York City for their own. MJ's got a lead on a heist happening in a local art gallery, which she thinks is tied to the Maggias, and so she asks Spider-Man to check it out. Turns out, it's not as simple as it first appears. Something the Heist really nails is character development. I mean, sure, we got a lot of that in the central game, especially the relationships that Peter establishes with Dr. Octavius, MJ and Aunt May, but the interactions with Black Cat are a different level again and explore even deeper layers of both characters. Spider-Man left us with a pretty big insight into Insomniac's future plans. While a sequel hasn't even been confirmed at this point, we sort of have an idea of where it can go based on the way Spider-Man ended, and the Heist takes that one step further with some interesting references to things that have happened and things that might come to pass. It's teased briefly in the trailer for the DLC, but Insomniac have really deep dive into the comic archives for this one and worked in some intriguing plot threads that are going to carry the city that never sleeps into some exciting territory. For the here and now though, Spider-Man has plenty to keep him occupied, not just chasing Felicia Hardy all over New York City, but dealing with the growing threat of mobs on the streets, entertaining Screwball and her legions of followers in new challenges, and locating some hidden artwork in the unlikeliest of places. Seriously, would you actually expect to find a painting in a chimney? The Heist comes with its own set of trophies and is sure to get the completionist blood pumping all over again. That said, a lot of the content can be breezed through in one sitting. You probably need to come back and get all the street crimes done and improve your score on the challenges, but once they're over, it's not a piece of content you're likely to revisit anytime soon. At least for me, because after this I certainly felt a bit overstuffed with Spidey's street crimes. I found myself running out of steam with them towards the end of the base game, and now they're at the point of overstaying their welcome altogether. Insomniac have mixed things up a little bit by adding in a spider bot who can drive underneath cars and deactivate bombs, and there's also a few new bad dudes to take down, including a menacing chain gun specialist. But the rest of the time you'll still be stopping speeding cars, defusing bombs, and taking out half the population of the city in one fight. To be completely honest, if the street crimes make their way into the next two DLCs without some bigger tweaks and adjustments, I am probably just going to be skipping them entirely and powering ahead with the story. Fortunately, there are other interesting things to pass your time. The new Screwball challenges are good fun and really amp up the difficulty in unique ways. You need to keep Screwball and her followers entertained throughout by taking photos at the right time, whether you've just beaten an enemy or you're doing some web tunneling acrobatics through tight spaces. These challenges are similar in structure to the Taskmaster challenges in that you can get a bronze, silver and gold for performance, earning challenge tokens dependent on how well you do, but the formula has been mixed up just enough to keep them feeling fresh and interesting. Likewise, collecting hidden paintings in the city sees you looking in unexpected places for great reward, especially when you gain further context for the story and learn more about the history of the world Insomniac are building. And that's where the Heist's strongest card is played. Narrative really drives this DLC and weaves a compelling, self-contained episode with a suitably dramatic cliffhanger that will definitely keep you in suspense until next month. Insomniac have tried some new things with the set pieces and the gameplay mechanics, while also giving us a bit more of what we love from the base game. Sparing no expense, they've even given us some cool new looks for Spidey to keep the aesthetic looking fresh, shiny and new. So the Heist strikes a good balance then. It offers a thrilling start to this exciting season pass while giving us lots to look forward to in the coming weeks. Slight street crime fatigue aside, the Heist easily ranks up there with the best DLCs this year, with its quality and narrative, its generous offings and ability to continue reiterating on an already excellent game. So to summarise, on the pro side, there's some strong storytelling and excellent character development, and interesting new gameplay mechanics, and some really cool new content to explore. On the cons, you can complete almost everything in one sitting, and to be quite honest, street crimes really do need to take a break. But we have chosen to give Marvel's Spider-Man: The City That Never Sleeps first episode, The Heist, an 8.5 out of 10. Thanks very much for watching. Of course, we're going to continue covering Spider-Man's The City That Never Sleeps season pass as each episode drops, with a final season pass review at the end to tell you whether or not this was actually worth getting. If you've been playing Spider-Man: The Heist, let us know in the comment section below and tell us what you think. Alternatively, you can check out the first 10 minutes of gameplay if you want to see what it's like before dropping in and buying it yourself. That's on the channel as well, and you can click the link above. For now, we'll see you next time.